NTV Sports is sponsored by Moonlight Custom Screen Print and Embroidery in Kearney, Nebraska.
Welcome to NTV Sports. I'm Randy Silver. On Monday, Huskers men's basketball head coach Fred Hoiberg and wrestling head coach Mark Manning held their end-of-season press conferences, where they talk about how the regular season went, postseason success, the upcoming transfer portals, and expectations for next year. Let's start with basketball. The AP Coach of the Year was full of praise for his team. Why? They broke numerous records, including 28 wins for a season, and many programs first. And you know what the big one was? Winning their first NCAA Tournament game and making their first NCAA Sweet 16.
A lot of firsts in the program. I know we've talked a lot about that, but the biggest ones were getting that tournament win and building off that. We led a game for 38 minutes to get to the Elite Eight. Unfortunately, didn't close it out. So, there's a lot to build on, and our guys absolutely 100% should be very proud of what they've accomplished.
Now, the focus quickly shifts to the offseason, as he said, to make sure this isn't a one-and-done successful year. Coach Hoiberg confirmed that forward Pryce Sandfort will undergo surgery for a sports hernia, with hopes of returning in time for the start of June workouts. With the surgery, this means he can't go through NBA draft pre-workouts, so this could be a sign of his intention to come back for next year. We will keep you updated on his status. Beyond health, the biggest priority, keeping the core together.
When you look at our team from last year, a lot of those guys that played significant roles were guys that were in our program and guys that knew the culture, the standard, and everybody that came in, really lived up to that. And a lot of that was because of the returners, and they let them know what was expected. So very important that we get those guys back, and we feel really good that we're going to have a good group of core returners that will be back in a Husker uniform next year.
With the transfer portal opening up on Tuesday, Nebraska is preparing to add pieces, but only the right ones. Hoiberg emphasized culture, fit, and long-term development over a pay-to-play approach. The Huskers will need to replace key seniors leaving the program.
Some help in the backcourt with with losing Sam and losing Jamarcus, and then with what you lose with Rink in the front court with a skilled big that did so many things for us. You could play through him. He was the anchor of our defense, a really good pick-and-roll defender, and really helped us elevate our defense this year, all three of those guys. So we're going to have to replace that, both ends. If you can get a two-way players in those spots, it's very important. But when you look at our needs, that's the biggest thing, especially with what we've got returning.
After 3 straight 20-win seasons, Coach Hoiberg believes they have a strong foundation to build on heading into next season. We will keep you updated on the next weeks as the transfer portal opens up and what they do in it. Meanwhile, Nebraska wrestling is coming off a top 3 finish nationally, but head coach Mark Manning said there's more out there.
This NCAA tournament's tough competition, and I think our guys really performed well. We walked away feeling pretty good about it, but we know we left a lot of matches on the table. It's always that way.
The Huskers produced 7 All-Americans and multiple national runner-ups despite adversity, which included a tough injury to Silas Allred in the semifinals of the national championships. Looking ahead, Manning says the program is in a strong position.
Obviously, we have a really good team coming back, and then we're looking to add a few guys, and we recruited well, so we have guys kind of in the hopper right now at certain weight classes that we feel really good about, and develop them over the spring and summer and get ready for next year.
With incoming talent, athletes training for international competition, and a culture centered around development, Nebraska wrestling is aiming even higher. One final note, heavyweight AJ Ferrari is leaving the program after 1 year. Coach Manning spoke about it. AJ also confirmed on his own X Twitter earlier in the day. Why? Coach Manning said it was a program decision. At heavyweight, the Omaha native Cade Ziola can step in, who'll have 4 years of eligibility left. At 197, they have Cam McDaniel. He said of Ferrari, he enjoyed coaching him. He has a lot of energy, has a lot of passion, can be misunderstood at times, but overall, just loves to compete. He wishes him well wherever he moves moving forward. That is it for sports. For more on the transfer portals for both programs, plus women's basketball, stay up to date on NTV News Socials and our website, nebraska.tv. Reporting from Lincoln, I'm Randy Silver.